like you're not mine. It's like you just do I own. For I think I see my brother coming, traveled in many a mile. Oh, traveled in many.
This moment when, thanks to a combination of a wonderful community of people in Cape Breton, specifically there was this small permaculture farm run by this guy, Peter, who was just finding ways to do food right and to bring it back to the people and to share the abundance. And he hosted a festival out of his shed, his small shed, whereby this musician, an amazing fiddle player named Jacques Mindreau, and these two guys together, like, they made a festival called the Harvest Festival, which just had the most amazing music. There was like a synthesis of like folk music, country music, Micmaq, Aboriginal drumming and singing, Gaelic. Like, there was this guy who played the first Friday night, and it blew my mind. The experience that was conjured up through the music and through movement was like totally transporting me to the center of myself.
Yeah.
And what was amazing was when he first started singing, I was outside, I couldn't even see him. I just heard this music coming through the speaker, and it was like electronic, and it was a guy like, and he was rapping in a language that I didn't understand, but I was like getting really into it, and I found like, I was suddenly going like, whoa, what is happening? You know, like, I was just witnessing movement and explosions of energy happening, like like full fire going on, and I'm just like, myself was just like dancing. This is my music, you know, and then that concert ended up like, I went inside at a certain point, and the moment that I went inside, it was like everything the words he was saying, like, I was hearing them and they were making sense on a level of like my life, you know, and like moment to moment as he was saying them, there was a moment where full on channeling the joy of movement. The whole performance was about awakening and awareness. You know, he was singing about the experience that we were having. Jacques band playing that was like aliens, you know, like there was like takeoff, and there was extraterrestrial travel, and there was me on a microdose of LSD and a microdose of MDMA, but in my elements, in my full version, after face planting into the earth and just crying because I remembered how so shockingly terrifying it was to be born, to be pulled out of my mother's stomach. I experienced again the feeling I had when first arriving in life, while being on MDMA, while being in this amazing, beautiful community at this pivotal moment. And there was so much gratitude and thankfulness. It was Thanksgiving. It was a Thanksgiving weekend with a full moon.
Beautiful.
And I felt this gratitude for life, which was a safe moment for me to re-experience this shock of life that happened at the beginning of my birth into this world. And so those things kind of like, you know, transformed, and then I got up. he came up to me and he's like, Liam, we wrote on the schedule that we were going to do a moonlight walk. People are looking for someone to lead the moonlight walk. Do you want to go lead the moonlight walk? And I was just, like, after grieving, different things and channeling this gratitude for life, I was like, people want to walk, let's walk. And we just started walking, and we were a small group of 8, and we walked up, and I kind of knew that there was this field up there, and it's like Cape Breton, it's full of fog, but it's like the whole sky is like lit because there's a full moon behind all this fog that's like emanating like an illumination, a soft lighting, so you can see everything. Yeah. And this guy was like, I think we should go this way. And I was like, I think you're right. And I knew there was a field up there, and we go up. And when we hit the field, it was like this, what would have been turned off before, which is like my impulse to like say something or to guide something in a certain way. I had turned that off for many years of my life from the childhood experiences I had, where it's like, I don't want to create resistance. So I shut down the authentic impulse. But in this moment, I was just so connected and into it that I just expressed immediately without thinking. And as soon as we hit the field, I said, okay, walk out, and whatever you do, don't say anything. And we just started walking, and in silence we walked. Then as we walked, we were kind of like more and more spread out, and just hearing the footsteps. And then at a certain point, someone laughed, and then we all laughed, and then we were howling, and there was a dog that came with us, and the dog was howling, and then the dog was like communicating, like making all this crazy noise, and then we were singing, and then it was I can't even remember what happened, but it was just like sacred, and we were in the middle of this field, and just mist above us, and just vastness to kind of reconnect. That's definitely what happens at that festival.